mykw.com. All right, so we're going to go to mykw.kw.com, all right, or kw.1login.com, as you can see up here at the very top. All right, so mykw.kw.com or kw.1login.com. Either one will take you directly over, obviously, to where you can log into myKW. Now, this is your login screen to access your myKW intranet. So hopefully you guys have been here before. All right, and with that being said, all you'll need to do in order to access your myKW account is just put inside your username, all right, and your password. And let me see if I can type in the username properly up here. There we go. Now, if you ever forget your username or your password, there is a forgot password option down here or the help button. All right, just to give you a heads up, if you click on that forgot password option, though, you can put inside your username, and then it'll send you over a password reset email, but that reset email is going to go over to your KW.com email address. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. It's going to go to your KW.com email address. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click this login option over here. All right, so that'll allow me to log in immediately. All right, and once we do that, now as you can see, then we're going to potentially see all these options over here. We happen to have all of our different boxes available. All right, and if you do happen to see these different app options, the only one we'll want to focus on today is the KW intranet option. All right, so let's click on that KW intranet option on here. All right, so I'm going to click on that for a second, so that'll take us directly over to our myKW intranet. All right. So once you're now on our myKW intranet, just to give you a heads up, you do need to have Flash installed in order to actually see your production on here. So I'm going to click on this Activate Adobe Flash option. All right, if you don't have Flash installed, you can download it for free. All right, just to give you a heads up. All right, but when taking a look at this, let's just go ahead and chat about what we're seeing on our homepage right now. All right, so first thing first, this is your myKW intranet homepage. So the top left up here, you can actually view your profile. Now, this profile will not only display on KW.com when people are searching for an agent, but it'll also display over in the internal backend, as we're seeing right now, right, in case someone's actually searching for another KW agent. All right, so in this case, you can actually find an agent in case you want to send out any type of referral. So having your profile as close to 100% or fully optimized the way you want it will help out tremendously. All right, at the end of this class, we're actually going to go over, at the very end of this first part that is, we're going to go over how to get your profile up to 100% so that way you can make sure that everything is optimized properly. All right, and even if your profile is at 100% right now, there might be a bunch of items on there you may want to fix or tweak. All right, then of course, right down here, we're going to have that production. All right, this is what I had to activate Adobe Flash in order to view. All right, this is going to give us just a very small glimpse of our reports that we can actually view. All right, but one of the biggest things that you guys probably will want to see, which is your cap status on here. All right, so you can see your GCI and then your cap status and your anniversary. All right, so on the left-hand side, you can see over the past year how many contracts are written versus how many contracts are closed. Now, if you notice, we don't have December 2017 on here quite yet. All right, so December 2017 should be coming up soon. All right, but it hasn't launched quite yet, so make sure when you're looking at this, you look at the dates on here as well. All right, then as we were talking about, you can see your GCI, how much you've made, how much you've paid back to the market center. All right, and then, of course, your anniversary date for your cap. All right, so obviously you want to cap as soon as possible so you can have as many months as possible until your anniversary to get 100% of your commission. All right, then, of course, just a few ratios over on the right-hand side. All right, of listings closed versus listings written, sales closed versus sales written, or listings closed versus contracts closed. Now, once again, if you want to dive even further into your analytics or your reports, you can. All right, there's a View Full Report option up here at the top, all right, or a Reports option up here at the top left by the Profile section, too. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. Both of those are available on here. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about up here is this E-Edge control panel. All right, so under the eEdge control panel section on here, all right, the first thing we're going to take a look at is this My Leads section. All right, so this is where all the new leads are actually going to come in. All right, so whether you get a brand new lead from, your app, from your website, from your profile, all right, whatever it might be, this is where a new lead will display. So as you can see, it currently shows that she has 71 different new leads that are available for her to contact. Now, a new lead could also just be a contact that you specified as a lead. All right, and when we get into our second part and show you how to add a contact, all right, you can actually specify the status as a lead. All right, so in here, you could actually just specify it's a lead so you can find it a little bit quicker. All right, now under the My Contact section, the leads will also display, but this is just going to be a kind of complete database for you to utilize. All right, this is the main portion of your CRM. Now, whenever you're adding a contact, you do need 3 items in order to add that contact in. All right, you need a first name, you need a last name, and you need some type of contact, whether it's an email address, phone number, or property address. Now, you can't have duplicate contacts, so if you try to add the same person on here, I'd say, for instance, John Smith, and you try to add johnsmith@gmail.com twice, it'll come back saying that you can't add him a second time, all right, because you already have that gmail.com email in there. All right, and someone just asked a question, can't see my production. That is a Flash issue, so make sure that you've downloaded Adobe Flash on your web browser. All right, so we are going to get into the My Contact section in our second part today for you guys, so you can show you how to add a contact, how to add groups, how to categorize everything, just to make your life a little bit easier on here. Then, of course, we also happen to have the My Marketing section. Now, this is going to be the main location where you'll want to focus on your marketing pieces. All right, so the 2 big items on here are create marketing materials and manage and create campaigns. All right, and in our third portion of the class today, our third part from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, all right, we're going to go over our marketing pieces and how you can actually create marketing pieces, how you can find them, how you can create campaigns. All right, so that way you can start to utilize all the different tools that are available for you for free. All right, so on here, this is your main focal point for marketing. Whether you want to create a listing and buyer presentation, an open house flyer, just listed, just sold, all right, whatever it might be. All right, now you do have additional marketing items down here as well, but these are the 2 big ones I'd highly suggest taking a look at. Now below that, you're going to have the My Email section. All right, this is going to be for your eEdge email address. All right, your eEdge email, or typically the email that will end in @kwrealty.com. All right, now under the My Email section, whenever you send out an email from the platform, all right, it'll automatically have your eEdge email attached to it. All right, it has to have that when you're sending it. Now, if you're sending out a marketing piece, we're actually going to show you in our second part how you can set this up so when someone replies back to that email, it'll automatically go to a different email address. All right, whether it's your @kwrealty.com email, whether you have a Gmail account, a custom email, whatever it might be that you're using for your real estate business. All right, so this email just has to be used that one time when the first initial email is sent out. All right, so in case you ever get any emails that are sent over just directly to that email, this is where you can check them immediately. Now, My Transactions is your .loop account. All right, so we don't talk about .loop inside this class, but we do have a .loop 101 and .loop 201 class that happen on the 1st and 4th Thursday of each month. Kind of strange days, but 1st and 4th Thursday, basically. All right, so this Thursday, we're actually going to have a .loop 101 class from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time that'll go over the basics of .loop and how to utilize it. All right, so if you ever happen to have a listing or buyer contract that you need to create, this is where you'll want to go to in order to access that immediately. All right, then below that, we also happen to have My Action Plans. Now, if you're like me and you like to have it written out what you need to do each day, all right, whether it's to contact a certain buyer, whether it's something you need to do for a certain house, or not house, I shouldn't say that, but a certain listing that you currently have, or maybe an open house, all right, this will help out tremendously. All right, so this is going to give you a task-oriented calendar of what you need to do each day for whatever it might be that you've set up. Now, they will have some templates on here that you can use, or you can custom create your own. All right, I like seeing what I need to do each day based on each task so I can check it off once I know that it's completed. All right, that's how I like to do everything, just so I keep everything neat and organized. All right, so if you're like that and you want to see organization, this might help out tremendously. All right, then one other thing you may want to take a look at is the My Market Center intranet link. All right, right here at the bottom left of the eEdge control panel. All right, this is going to be the intranet for your office only. All right, your internal office only, just to give you a heads up. All right. So with that being said on here, if I clicked on My Market Center Intranet, all right, that would automatically take me to the intranet for the Vancouver 513 office. This is where I can not only view the training calendar, I can view other documents that the office has uploaded. I can actually add in different posts that maybe I want other agents to view as well. All right, so it's just for your office only. All right, that's one thing to take a look at on here. All right, so that's just kind of the e-edge control panel in a very brief nutshell. All right, now on this black bar up here at the very top, there are a few sections I want to talk about real quick that I definitely want to point out. The first section is under Education, and that's KW Connect. All right, KW Connect is basically a 24/7 training portal just for Keller Williams agents. All right, this is where you can find additional webinars, you can find additional podcasts, you can find additional documents you may want to download, all right, training material. It's basically a social media site just for Keller Williams Realty. So I'm going to click on that real quick so we can take a look at it. X out of this. All right. And as you can see on here, that we can actually go through and search for different courses, videos, users, and even more. All right, we can view different videos that have just been uploaded recently. All right, or of course up here we can actually view different memberships. We can view the training calendar as well. That calendar in the intranet I was just talking about for your office, it'll automatically populate on here too. All right, in addition to that, we can also view different resources. We can ask agents on here too. All right, we can ask Kelly, which is the new AI software that should be launching soon. All right, so that way you can ask different questions, very similar to Siri or Alexa. All right, you can view featured shows, or if you're looking for your CGI calculator, right, under the Career Growth Initiative, that's where you can find that. So that way you can set your CGI goals for 2018. All right, so make sure you go to a CGI class with your Market Center administrator. All right, so that way you can actually access this right away. All right, so I just like to show you guys the back end of KW Connect. The biggest question we always get is how do we log into this? All right, well, your login is actually through myKW. So all you'd have to do, all right, is go to mykw.kw.com, hover over Education, and go to KW Connect, and that'll let you in immediately. All right, so just to give you a heads up. All right, the next big thing I want to show you guys is under the Marketing tab. All right, so under Marketing, we're going to have logos and graphics in case you're ever looking for any type of KW logo, including, or at least potentially, your office logo if it's been created. All right, and then you're going to have the Business Basics section on here too. Oh, hold on, I went away. All right, so under Business Basics, this is just kind of the basics of the marketing pieces that you can utilize. Now, don't let this confuse you with the My Marketing section, because this is just going to be very small items. But the biggest one on here is going to be letterhead. All right, everyone always asks, is there any letterhead for KW agents? All right, the answer is yes, there definitely is. All right, so this is going to be in a Word document where it's going to have letterhead for you to utilize. All right, so I always like to point this out in case you're ever looking for Keller Williams letterhead. All right, now the first thing we can all do today, because this is a hands-on class, is let's hover over Technology, and we're going to go to KW Websites, that second option down. All right, so KW Websites, that second option down. All right, so we're going to go to KW Websites, that second option down on here. Here we go. All right, so once we click on KW Websites, this is going to take us over to the Your KW Agent website. This is basically how you can access the Playster platform. All right. So as you can see, it says Your KW Agent website. Your KW website is mobile responsive, includes full IDX for your market, provides multiple lead capture opportunities, enables systematized follow-up, and is integrated with the KW platform, and setting up and managing your website is a quick and easy process. All right, now if you have this option down here that says your new website is ready, go to my website, that means that your site has launched and you can access the back end of it immediately. Now typically we will actually set this up for you and you'll receive an email from us once it's completed. All right, but if you do have that button on here, that means you can access the back end of your Playster site right away. All right, so I always like to let you guys know about that, and this is how you can access your Playster site. Now, your Playster site is only available when two things are completed. All right, one of which we're going to take a look at today that you can actually do as well. All right, so the first one is that your KW.com email needs to be approved and activated. All right, and that's what we're going to take a look at today to see if it is active at this time. All right, the second one is that your MLS ID needs to be added into the white pages by the office. All right, so only an admin will have access for this, unfortunately. All right, but once they add the MLS ID of the white pages, then that'll automatically launch this site typically 24 hours later, all right, once those two things are completed. So if yours says that it's still being set up or still being created, all right, those are the two big items that might be missing at this time. All right, but I always like to give you guys an idea as to where you can access your Playster site. And we do have Playster classes every Wednesday. All right, tomorrow is going to be our Playster 101 class starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, so the next thing you do under technology is if we hover over technology, we can go to about the third option down. That'll say KWLS. All right, so approximately that third option down, that'll say KWLS. All right, so I'm going to click on the KWLS option on here. All right, and once I do that, it should open up a brand new window, and I could imagine in some cases a brand new tab, typically a new window. All right, and this is going to be for our Keller Williams listing system. All right, our Keller Williams listing system. All right, now the Keller Williams listing system is very similar to the MLS. All right, the MLS is obviously where you want to add your listings immediately. All right, and the KWLS will help to push your active listings out to, they say, about 150 different websites, but the two biggest ones obviously being Zillow and Trulia. All right, so as long as your listing is active inside the KWLS, it'll push out to all these different websites, but the two biggest ones being Zillow and Trulia. All right, so just an example of what the KWLS looks like, we can see the listing data on the right-hand side over here. All right, so as you can see, we have 4 active listings, 17 that are expired, 5 that are sold, 1 that's TNC. All right, add all those together. You'll receive 27 over here, so you can actually get the listings at a glance to see how many have been accepted, which you want them to be accepted. All right, or just all of them in general. All right, so I know just from looking at this that 4 listings are currently pushing out to a bunch of different websites, including Zillow and Trulia. Now, further down here, we have single point of entry. Now, not everyone is going to have this, but so many offices do have this now that I do like to talk about it. All right, so single point of entry on here, all right, much like it sounds like, is where all of your listings will just come over to the KWLS automatically. All right, so in this case, as you can see, List Hub enabled. All right, she has a check inside that box for both market centers she's a part of. All right, so once her listings are inside the MLS, they will automatically come over to the KWLS. All right, so that way, instead of having to add it to the MLS and then to the KWLS as well, you can just add it to one location. It'll come over automatically. Now, usually this takes about 24 hours to come over, so it's not instantaneous. I just want to give you a heads up. I believe they said the feed picks up around 2 or 3 a.m. They didn't specify what time zone, though, but about 2 or 3 a.m. is what they've said. All right, so in this case, if Lori, in this case, added a listing today on her MLS, then by tomorrow it should populate over in the KWLS to then push out to Zillow and Trulia. Now, if you don't happen to have this List Hub enabled option down here, no worries. All right, some offices have something called single entry listing, which is very similar to List Hub. All right, where you can just add your listing into one location and it'll blast out everywhere. All right, or if you don't happen to have List Hub, all right, or single entry listing, no worries. There's a create a listing option up here at the very top. All right, creating a listing is very simple. In fact, it's going to ask you for less information than it typically would on the MLS. All right, so you can set this up very easily. All right, that's the good part about it. It's very easy to just add inside info, set it up, make it active so you can start to push out right away. All right, so I just want to give you guys a brief overview of the KWLS and how to find that on here too. All right, so the next thing you see, hovering over technology, all right, if you do want to change your password, there is a change password option down here, approximately the 7th option down, where you can change your password for your myKW account. So if you happen to have a funky password or maybe you just want to update it every now and then, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, the password has to be between 8 to 20 characters with an uppercase, lowercase, and at least one number. All right, so just to give you a heads up. But the last thing we're going to focus on under the technology section is the KW email option. All right, so we're going to focus on KW email on here. All right. So I'm going to click on KW email for a second. There we go. All right, and once we do that, as you can see, then KW Google Apps for Business Email will pop up on here. All right, so KW Google Apps for Business Email. All right, so as you can see, brand yourself as a Keller Williams Realty agent by signing up for a KW.com email address. We'll create an email account for you, which you can access through Gmail and standard mail clients like Microsoft Outlook. All right, it says it takes about 24 to 48 hours. It's typically instantaneous now, which is the good part. All right, and then as you can see, you get a full 30 gigabytes of online storage for your email and Drive files. So that's going to be double the amount that you typically would receive with a normal Gmail account. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. All right, so that's about double the amount you normally would receive. All right. So with that being said on here, I'm going to click the sign up option at the top right. So I'm going to go ahead and click that sign up option at the top right up here so we can actually see if this is available for us to utilize. All right. So once I click on this sign up option, all right, if yours is already created and it's already set up, it should say something like this. All right, it's going to say you already have a primary email. All right, your primary email account is blank. All right. So in this case, she's already set up and is good to go. You already have a primary email account. Your primary email address is LoriGodfrey@KW.com. So she could technically go to gmail.com, put in LoriGodfrey@KW.com, and access this immediately. Now, if yours is popping up with something different where it's saying that you need to set up your KW.com email, I can't show it to you on my screen, obviously, since this is already set up, but I can at least walk you through it, just kind of verbally, obviously. All right, so just to give you guys a heads up, the cursor of the mouse is currently moving, and now it has stopped. All right, so I don't want you guys thinking that I've gone onto another screen or anything. All right, so nothing's going to move right now. I'm just going to talk you guys through this in case you do need to set up your KW.com email. All right, so if it is requesting you to set up your KW.com email, it'll typically give you 4 potential options that you can choose for, quote unquote, for it to automatically be set up or just automatic setup. All right, and that'll usually be your first name, last name, your first name dot last name, first initial your first name, last name, and then first initial your first name dot last name. All right, so if you want to use something similar to what Lori did on here, just using your first and last name just to make it very simple, that's perfectly fine. All right, in this case, you can just go ahead and click on any of those options if they are available. If they aren't, it'll say that it's sorry, this is currently unavailable. All right, but you can click the little circle to select that immediately. All right, and then you can put inside your password and confirm the password. Now remember, the password has to be between 8 and 20 characters with an uppercase, lowercase, and at least 1 number. All right, so an uppercase, lowercase, and at least 1 number. All right, now if you don't like using your first name and last name for your email, that's okay. There's usually a link at the very bottom where you can actually customize the email to put inside whatever you'd prefer. All right, so if you do that, then you can actually set up whatever email you would like. The email has to be between 4 and 20 characters, all lowercase letters, could have numbers, could have dashes, dots, underscores. All right, it can't have spaces or anything of that sort. All right, but in this case, it has to start with a lowercase letter, just to give you guys a heads up. And there are certain words that you can't use on here. All right, there are a bunch of different words you can't use, but I'm going to give you guys some of the main ones. You can't use real estate. You can't use realty, realtor. All right, you can't use agent, RE, unless they're your initials, KW, once again, unless they're your initials. All right, and then the other big one that we've seen, I haven't seen too many people use it, but you can't use millionaire either. All right, and depending on your board, sometimes you can't use properties. All right, so just be on the lookout for that one. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. All right, so if she wanted to use Lori Sells Homes at KW.com, that would be an option as long as it's available. All right, so you can definitely submit whatever you want to. All right, and I'm going to move my cursor now. But if you ever click on this Edit Email Accounts option, this is where you can actually go through and edit your password for your KW.com email immediately. All right, so once we do that, I can actually view if there are any alias emails set up, and you can actually have up to 5 alias emails. All right, just to give you a heads up to 5 alias emails. All right, so that way if anyone ever sends an email over to those email addresses, they would automatically go to your primary myKW.com email immediately. All right, and then in addition to that, you can also see if there's any forwarding set up. So that way if someone ever, sends an email over here, it could automatically forward over to your main one. All right, so completely up to you in this case. All right, but then if we scroll down even further, this is where you can set up your password. This is probably the biggest question we receive. Is I went over to gmail.com, I tried to sign in, and it stated that I needed to contact my administrator to reset my password. Well, technically the administrator of the KW.com email is KWRI, right? But in this case, they've given you access to change your password immediately. All right, so you can hover over technology to access the backend to change this password right away. All right, so to give you guys an idea, if you want to try signing in, you're definitely more than welcome to, or if you just want to watch, that's perfectly fine too. All right, so right over here where it says sign in to continue to Gmail, if I want to access my myKW.com email, I would just go over to Gmail, much like I'm signing into a normal Gmail account. And if you're already signed into a Gmail account, you would need to log out. All right, but then we can put inside our myKW.com email. We can put inside our password. And then it'll sign us in immediately. All right, so once we sign in, this should not pop up. This is a plugin that I have. All right, but then we can actually view our inbox on here. We can compose emails at the top left. All right, if we go through, we can actually view our sent emails. All right, even further down, we can view our trash, our spam. All right, just like a Gmail account, except the biggest thing on here is you're going to get 30 gigabytes of online storage, so double the amount of the normal storage you would receive. All right, and then in addition to that, whenever you send out an email from here, you're actually going to send out an email from your @kw.com email address instead of an @gmail account. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. So if you want to add this email over to your phone, over to a tablet, over to Microsoft Outlook, wherever you want to add it to, you want to add it the exact same way you would add a Gmail account normally. All right, there we go. All right, so to finish off our first part, I do want to go over that profile and make sure you guys have everything set up properly on here. All right, so in order to get back over to our home page, first thing first, let's go and click on the myKW logo up here at the top left. All right, so if you ever see this myKW logo at the top left, if you click on that, it should automatically take you back over to the myKW homepage. All right, if you're ever on a page that you want to stay on, but you also want to go to the home page, you can click on the home option. That'll open up a brand new window or a brand new tab, typically a tab in this case. All right, or tried and true method, if this black bar is not up at the top, just type inside myKW.kw.com. That'll take you back immediately. All right, any of those options on here will work. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is click that profile option up here at the top left. All right, so that way you can double check on this profile, make sure it's up to 100%. And even if it's at 100%, we can just double check and make sure everything is set up properly. All right, so let's go and click on that option real quick. Here we go. Now when we click on the profile option at the top left, it's going to take us over to our contact information comparison page. All right, the contact information comparison page. All right, and this is actually going to feature 4 different sections on here. All right, as you can see, we have myKW info, my leads, other, and then IDX management. Now myKW info is going to have a good amount of the information that we'll need in order to get up to 100%. All right, so it's going to have a good amount of that info that will be a necessity in order to get up to 100% on here. All right, now it's not going to have everything though. All right, so we're going to skip over that. Now the My Leads section is really just going to be for the app these days, not these times. All right, so it's really just going to be for the app this time. All right, and we're going to get into that in the very beginning of our second part. In fact, that's going to be the first thing that we'll actually do. All right, so we're going to skip over that for the time being on here too. Now, other My Referrals is going to have everything you'll need in order to get up to 100%. All right, so if you want to get up to 100%, you want to make sure everything is set up properly. This is where you'll want to go. All right, so just to give you a heads up. All right, and of course, we happen to have IDX management. Now, IDX management is a whole different ball game, all right, for each office and each board. So I just want to give you a heads up on that one. All right, so for each office and each board, whole different ball game. All right, so depending on how your board works with the WolfNet IDX, it's going to be completely different. So we're just going to leave that be for the time being in order to avoid any confusion. All right. So with that being said, let's go and click the edit option under other My Referrals, because this is where we can update our profile up to 100%. There we go. All right, so I'm going to click on this edit option on here. All right, now once we click on that edit option on here, it should take us right to the back end where we can view this even further. Now I'm going to zoom in so we can see this a little bit better. All right, so that way it'll make it a little bit easier for us to take a look at on here. All right, so with that being said, not everything that we're seeing on here is a necessity to get up to 100%. Oh, so a question just came in for viewer 49. Can the email be changed? It sure can. All right, so in this case, for the email to be changed, what you want to do is submit an alias email and then contact either support@KW.com or 512-306-7190, option 0, to request that KW Support makes your new alias email the primary and your old primary the alias. You can kind of flip-flop them around. All right, so that'll help out a little bit. All right, so not everything is going to be part of 100%, just to give you a heads up. All right, but with that being said on here, we're going to go over everything that you do need in order to get up to 100%. All right, so first thing first on here. All right, team name, not part of 100%, so if you're on a team and you want to add that in, you're definitely more than welcome to. It doesn't really display anywhere online for the public, so you don't have to worry about it too much. All right, but the next thing we're going to see are specialties. Now, these are a part of the 100%. I just want to give you a heads up. This is a part of your 100%. So with that being said on here, please put inside whatever you'd like to specialize in, all right, and put a comma and a space between everything. All right, so just put a comma and a space between each one on here. All right, the reason you want to put inside a comma and a space on here is because this will display in a straight line. All right, so we'll display in a straight line on here. All right, and obviously this will just help to make sure that everything is being displayed properly. All right, the last thing I ever really want you guys to have on here is just a column where everything is all jumbled together. All right, so watch out for that one. All right, and of course, the reason I have hers as an example on here is because I want to give you guys a little bit of an idea as to how you can kind of take a look at everything on here. All right. And of course, you can put inside whatever you wish to specialize in. All right, so maybe you want to specialize in something outside of real estate. All right, that's perfectly fine. You can add inside whatever you want to on here. All right, you never know why someone's going to contact you. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up on that one. All right, now designations are part of 100%. So if you happen to have any real estate designations, feel free to add them in. Once again, they will display in a straight line. So let's just make sure that we have everything in order on here. All right, and have a comma and a space between everything. Now on here, for instance, she put inside ALC and bold because she's a bold graduate. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on there. All right. Now, of course, you can put inside whatever you want to as your designation. You can put inside real estate specialist, realtor, all right, whatever you prefer. All right, but if you are going to add inside multiple designations, just put a comma and a space. Now, once again, remember, you can put inside whatever you want to. If you happen to have a bachelor's degree, an associate's degree, a master's, PhD, different certifications, you can add them in. There is a character limit on here, so you can't add in too much. All right, but you never know why someone's going to contact you. So I always tell everyone, obviously add inside as much as possible. You never know why someone's going to contact you. All right, they could see on here that you have a BBA. I have a BBA as well. Maybe that's the reason I contacted you. All right, the slogan does count for 1%, so if you want to get up to that coveted 100%, feel free. All right, you can add inside whatever you want to, including let's make something positive happen today. My favorite cheesy slogan is making your real estate dreams a reality. I just like it because it has the word real in it twice. Also, I just think it's cheesy. But I like cheesy things. Alright, so you can put inside whatever slogan you want to. And one thing to note, anything you're updating right now can be changed at any time. Please do not think that whatever you're adding in is set in stone, because it is not. Just want to make sure you guys know that. Everything you're adding in is not set in stone. This can be updated anytime. Alright. Now we're going to skip over city service areas, and I apologize. Typically, I usually tell everyone, you know, that for city service areas in the very beginning, I know we go a little bit slower in this class. I usually tell everyone to skip over it. So if you did click on that already, I apologize. All right, but in this case, just to give you a heads up, we are going to save that for the very, very end. All right, and the reason for that is because, and if you guys have already done it, you probably know, if you click on this, it'll take you away from this page, so everything we just did will be lost. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that one. All right. Then if we scroll down a little bit further, we have our languages spoken on here. All right, so for the languages spoken section, this is where we can actually go through and add inside different languages that we speak. All right, now this will help out tremendously whenever we're going through if someone speaks Spanish, French, German, Italian, you know, whatever it might be, and they're searching for an agent in our area that speaks that as well. All right, so with that being said on here, right where it says languages spoken, all right, English will automatically be selected. All right, but then if we go through, all right, you can update any other language you'd like to, but make sure if you're on a PC, all right, a personal computer like a Dell, Samsung, HP, Asus, anything like that, that you hold down the control button, CTRL. All right, so make sure you hold down the control option, all right, before you click on the other language. All right, so always hold down that control option on here. All right. And of course, if you're on a Mac, hold down the Command option or the CMMD button, all right, before you click on any other language. All right, so I'm on a PC. I'm going to hold down Control. I'll click on Chinese, and as you can see, both are now selected on here. All right, so both are currently selected. All right. Now, if I don't hold down Control, you're just going to have to trust me on this one, and I click on Chinese, as you can see, English goes away. So watch out for that. We want to make sure that we have Control selected or Command selected if we're on a PC or a Mac, respectively. All right. So with that being said on here, I'm just going to leave it as English for the time being. They are in alphabetical order, though, to make it a little bit easier for you. All right. Now, we don't need to worry about website. We're going to talk about that in the beginning of our second part. And under referral notes, you can actually add inside whatever your referral note might be. Now, usually I suggest something kind of easy cheesy on here of, yes, I accept referrals. Please contact me for more information. All right, so something just kind of easy cheesy. All right, now you do have to have this added in order for other KW agents to find you. All right, so you do have to have that added in just to give you a heads up. All right. And of course, loss mitigation resume is not part of 100%, so we're going to skip over that real quick. We're going to go past where our headshot's going to be, because we're going to get back to that at the very end. All right, down to where we have our first name, last name, and then our username on here. All right. So if you want to change your first name, last name, or your username, you're definitely more than welcome to. If you do want to update your username, you can't have a username that someone else already has. All right, that's just obviously the obvious. If someone else has that username, you won't be able to have it. All right, your username can't have any spaces or anything like that in there, but if you want to update it, you definitely can. I usually suggest keeping it as is. It'll make your life a lot easier. All right, but if you want to update that, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right. Now below that, we're going to have our street 1, street 2, city, state, and zip. All right, street 1, street 2, city, state, and zip. All right, so under street 1, street 2, city, state, and zip, all right, just make sure you put inside your office information, all right, your office address on here. Do not put inside your home address. All right, this will not display anywhere, just to give you a heads up, online or anything like that. It's only going to display for internal purposes. All right, but we want to make sure that we obviously have our office info on here, because I don't think you want 150,000 of your closest friends, or KW Realtors, obviously, knowing your home address. All right, so feel free to put that inside here. You do need that in order to get up to 100%. All right, if we scroll down a little bit, then we're going to have business phone, home phone, and mobile phone. Now, business phone, home phone, and mobile phone, only business and mobile are part of 100%. You can add inside a home phone if you want to. All right, only business and mobile, though, are part of the coveted 100%. Now, what I usually suggest for business and mobile is to put inside a direct line of contact to yourself only. Now, the reason I suggest that on here is because at the end of the day, all right, when you go over to your KW.com profile, the one that's active on KW.com right now, all right, when you go on there, it's automatically going to have your Market Center office phone number. All right, so the reason I suggest putting inside a direct line of contact is because I want those leads coming over to you. They're on your profile. You deserve them. It just makes sense. All right, so with that being said on here, if you want to put inside your same phone number twice like she has, feel free to. All right, if you want to put inside your extension, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, completely up to you in this case. All right, but you do need business phone and mobile phone in order to get up to 100%, so make sure you fill those both out. All right, now below that, you will need to put inside your mobile carrier. All right, so you need to fill out the mobile carrier information, so you need to put inside your cell phone number without any dashes, dots, or spaces. All right, so put inside your cell phone number without any dashes, dots, or spaces. All right, and one thing to note on here, all right, whenever you're putting inside your cell phone number without any dashes, dots, or spaces, all right, it has to be your actual cell phone number. This cannot be a Google Voice number. It can't be a VoIP phone number, sideline number, nothing like that. It has to be your actual cell phone number. All right, so just to give you a heads up. All right, so once you put inside your cell phone number without any dashes, dots, or spaces, once again, this will not display out online, so no worries. All right, then you're going to select your mobile carrier. Let me scroll down a little bit. Your mobile carrier from this drop-down list. Now, the mobile carriers in this case, all right, is going to display in alphabetical order. All right, so just find the mobile carrier that is linked up with, obviously, the carrier that you have. All right, so with that being said on here, say for instance I happen to have, Alltel. I would select Alltel on here. All right, and then once I do that, I can click the validate option, so it'll send a text message over to my phone with a keyword for me to utilize right away. All right, so that way it sent a text message over to my phone with a keyword for me to utilize immediately. All right. Now, once you receive that keyword, as you can see, it's kind of giving you step-by-step instructions in this little green rectangle too. KW will instantly send your phone a keyword. Please check your mobile phone for the keyword. Type the keyword in the white pages field as prompted, and then click the validate keyword button. All right, so if I clicked validate, then a white field would pop up for me to add inside a keyword, and then it would say validate keyword on here. All right, that's all you'd have to do in order to get that additional 5%. So that way, if you ever have anyone go on mobile.kw.com and they are looking for, your listings and they contact about it, then you would automatically receive information on that. You receive a text saying, hey, this person's interested. Feel free to contact them. Now, if yours currently looks like this, cell phone number, mobile carrier, and then reset mobile carrier, you are all good to go. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up. All right. And of course, if you don't receive that keyword by the time we save everything at the very bottom, no worries. You can just come back up here later on. And if you happen to have another, carrier or anything on here, like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, they were on there multiple times. All right, that's no worries at all. Then you can actually just go back through. All right, and you can select the other option if you need to, so that way we can get everything updated immediately for you. All right, you want to make sure you receive that keyword as soon as possible. All right, so the next thing we're going to see is facts, country, gender, salutation. Facts is not part of 100%, but if you want to add that in, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, country, gender, salutation on here. I'll let you guys go and fill that out. I feel like you guys probably have a good idea as to what to add inside on here. All right, and of course, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go and zoom out on this. So I'm going to zoom out on this bio real quick. All right, and over inside our chat section on the webinar software. No worries. All right, still out here. So if you're trying to find where we are, go to myKW. Click the profile link at the top left. Select Edit under Other My Referrals. Yeah. All right, so in case you guys want to see this bio in all of its glory, all right, let me go ahead and send this over to you guys in our chat section as well. All right, this is where you can actually access her profile to see what the profile would look like. All right, but more importantly on here, all right, you can then take a look at her bio. So in case you want kind of an example of what you might want to add in as a bio, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, or of course, we also happen to have our bio tips on our website as well. All right, scottloremarketing.com/bio-tips. That'll help out tremendously for you guys. All right. So on here, what I usually suggest for the bio is maybe 1 to 3 paragraphs talking about, 1, what you've done as a real estate agent or what you're intent on doing as a real estate agent if you're new to the business. All right, 2, what you've done previously that'll make you a great real estate agent. Do you have a background in sales? Did you go to school for marketing or sales or business or whatever it might be? All right, did you work at a previous job in customer service? All right, feel free to obviously, give them a little bit of information about who you are and why they should choose you. All right, then of course in the 3rd paragraph, I usually suggest a toss-up. She talks about how referrals are the lifeblood of her business success. I usually suggest talking about, maybe something personal. Let them get to know you a little bit better. All right, because at the end of the day, if they get to know you, then that just gives them another way to connect with you before they've even called. All right, so I want to make sure that they're trying to get as many connections with you as possible. All right, so of course, for the time being, you can just put inside coming soon. All right, and then you can add inside a new bio later on. All right, remember bio tips, scottloremarketing.com/bio-tips. You'll be able to find our tips on the bio as well. All right, but you will need that in order to get up to 100%. Now, the next thing down, ironically enough, is not part of 100%, but if you don't have anything, all right, this will not display your profile on KW.com. So in my opinion, it should be part of 100%. It's very, very crucial. All right. So under display URL on here, where it says display URL for KW.com, all right, it says KW.com/agent/ you can put inside whatever you want. All right, so in this case, as you can see, the strongest one is going to have a hyphen inside that name. All right, so in this case, what I usually suggest is just putting inside maybe your first and last name with a hyphen between it. All right, and that's usually the best way to go about it. All right, this will display quite high on Google when people are searching. All right, so just to give you a heads up. All right, so when someone is searching for your name in Keller Williams or anything like that, all right, this will display quite high because it's coming off of KW.com. All right, So, of course, trust me, it's 2018. People are going to be searching for your name whenever you give them your business card or just give them your name and let them know that you're in real estate. And they want to see as many things as possible. All right, so as many good things as possible, whether you have a Zillow profile, a Realtor.com profile, a Google business page, Facebook, your own website. All right, and this will pop up quite high, which is going to be fantastic. So I'd highly suggest using your first hyphen last name or maybe your team name or anything like that. All right. Now, the next three items, Facebook, Twitter, and blog, we will need in order to get up to 100%. There's actually a help option over here. I have yet to open this up. Looks like they may have included a help article now. I guess not. This has been a while back, but... Oh, this is just about profile completeness. Never mind. Okay, I was intrigued because this help button's relatively new. All right, so on here for the Facebook URL. All right. So in this case, what we need is the Facebook, or the portion of the Facebook URL that comes after facebook.com/. All right, so for instance, if you have facebook.com/ Scott Leroy, I would just put Scott Leroy inside here. All right, so if you happen to have a Facebook page or profile that you want to display, all right, just make sure you put whatever comes after that facebook.com/. All right, so if you want to add in something for the time being, you can always put inside Keller Williams Realty. All right, that'll link you up with the KWRI kind of corporate location Facebook page. All right, so Keller Williams Realty. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to see on here is our Twitter handle. All right, handle, username, they're pretty much going to be the exact same. All right. So in this case, all you have to do is put inside your Twitter username, whether you want to include the @ sign or not. All right, so for that Twitter username, it's twitter.com/ and then it'll have your username. So if you remember what your username is, feel free to put it inside. If not, for the time being, you can put inside KWRI. All right, so that's always an option as well. All right, and then of course, finally on here, we have our blog URL. Now, the blog URL is the only thing on here that's going to be an actual URL. So feel free to put inside your actual URL on here. In fact, I need to update this for her. There you go. Just made those sites secure in case you guys have a Playster site. All right, so for the blog URL, you can put inside any URL you want to. If you don't have a blog, I've seen some people put inside their website URL. I've seen some people put inside their Instagram URL. All right, so completely up to you. All right, but if you don't happen to have one, you can always put inside http://blog.kw.com. All right. So I just want to give you guys a second to find all your information. All right, so once again, Facebook URL, anything that comes after facebook.com/. All right, so anything that comes after facebook.com/. Twitter handle or username are pretty much synonymous. So in this case, KWRI if you don't happen to have a Twitter username. All right, and then of course the blog URL, you can put inside whatever URL you want to, as long as you include that HTTP or HTTPS://. All right, so you have to have that on here. You can put inside whatever URL you'd like to. I was about to say any username you want to. All right, then for YouTube, Google+, and LinkedIn, YouTube URL is actually going to be a URL of a video. Not your YouTube channel, but URL of the video. All right, so feel free to add inside whatever video you want to. All right, but it's going to ask for the share URL, so make sure that you get the share URL. All right, not just the normal video URL. All right, so you want it to look like this, youtu.be. All right. Then, of course, Google+, LinkedIn, once again, not part of 100%, but you can actually just follow the items after plus.google.com or linkedin.com/in/. All right, in order to add inside what comes after those URLs for your profile to sync this up. Now the final thing down here we'll want to take a look at is we're going to have display profile on myKW.com. We want that to say yes. That's an additional 5%, and if this doesn't say yes, then your profile will not display on myKW.com for the public to view, and obviously we're doing all this so the public can view everything. All right, and then even further down, or really right down next to it, I guess, we happen to have our email address. Now, under the email section, just make sure you put inside whatever your business email is going to be. This will not create an email address for you, all right, but it is just going to allow you to link up your business email for only KW agents to view. All right, so that way if they want to send over a referral or anything of that sort, this is where they can access that. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. All right, this will not display out online, and it's not going to create a new email. All right, so just make sure you put inside your business email on here. All right. Now, once that's completed, then let's click the Save option at the very bottom, and this should save everything immediately. All right, now it's going to be weird whenever you actually click that Save option on here, all right, because it's going to give you a exclamation point in red. All right, it's usually a white exclamation point with a red background. That's going to say associate information successfully saved if you did this properly. There we go. All right, so it looks like you did something incorrect, all right, but at the end of the day, you actually did this properly. All right, so only if it says that there were errors on the page would you need to scroll up or scroll down in order to figure out where the errors may be. All right, so I wish it would come up with a green check mark. I don't know if it's ever going to do that. It's been doing this for 5 years now. All right, but just make sure you read it, because as you can see, it says associate information successfully saved. It's just kind of freaky how it looks. All right, now there are two things that we have left to do to make sure we're up to 100%. We're still going to skip over city service areas. All right, but the next thing we're going to do is click on the Upload Agent Photo, where our headshot should go. This headshot is going to account for 10% of your profile and is very crucial. All right, if you leave out your headshot, it's going to say camera shy with just a little picture of kind of a generic template camera. Now, personally, whenever I see someone that has camera shy or anything like that on a profile, I immediately skip over it because I can't see their headshot. All right, I want to make sure everything's set up properly. All right, so having your headshot on there is going to be fantastic. All right, and the good news is once you click on Upload Agent Photo, just click the Browse option so you can actually browse for this picture wherever it might be on your computer. All right, on your desktop, laptop, whatever it might be. And once I click Browse on here, then I can search wherever it might be for me to use. All right, I think I have one under my downloads. I do. Here's my headshot. All right, so I could double click on my headshot, and then I could upload it immediately. That headshot is now officially, this is so bad to say, is it 3 years old now? 3 years old as of February. I should get a new one. But I like the way I look in that picture. I'm sure that's probably the same reason some of you guys don't get new headshots. I like the way that I look in that. I feel like I look better in that picture than I do now. So we're going to keep it as that picture. Alright, but then once we click upload, it'll automatically upload for us. Now this will not only upload over on our KW profile, but it'll also upload on the My Agent section of your Keller Williams app that we're going to talk in the very beginning of our second part. Alright, the very beginning of our second part. But that'll take about 72 hours to update. You're going to hear me say 72 hours a bunch when talking about the app. Alright, so I'm going to clear this out. I think she looks better than I do in that picture, so I think she'd rather have her picture on her profile. I don't know why, but there you go. Alright, and the final thing that you'll need in order to get up to 100% is to click on the Add Service Areas option. You need at least one service area added in here. Now, although it says city service areas, it really just means to add cities. Alright, and this is very, very crucial because when someone's going to KW.com and they're searching for cities, alright, so they're searching for different cities in your state, based on the cities that you have added in here, that's how they can find you. Alright, so the more cities you have in, the better the chance they have of finding you. Alright, so I'm going to click on Add Service Area, and as you can see, it takes us directly over there. Alright, so that was one of the reasons that we didn't want to click on that immediately. All right, now if I scroll down even further on here, right where it says add service area, then we can add inside the service area immediately. Just type inside that city name. And one thing to note, if you read this down here, for searching purposes, all place names are converted to lowercase. All right, so even if you put inside a capital letter for the beginning of the city name, which obviously you probably would any other chance, but in this case, it's going to make it lowercase automatically. So if I wanted to add inside Orlando, for instance, I could type in Orlando and click Submit. All right, so go and add inside a couple different cities on here. You'll just want to do it one at a time. I would highly suggest adding at least 5 to 10 cities. All right, because once again, when people start to go over to KW.com and they search for that city, you'll have the chance of popping up. All right, now as you can see, changes will take about 24 hours to take effect, but at the end of the day, it's nice to have this all set up and ready to go. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to add that in. I'm going to go grab some water before we start on part 2. My throat is starting to get scratchy, which is always a great way to start January 2nd. All right, so give me about 3-4 minutes at the most. I'll give you guys a little bit of chance to stretch as well, and then we'll start part 2, which is going to go over the KW app. It's going to go over the My Contacts section, the back end of eEdge, and then also setting up the back end of eEdge to make sure everything auto-populates properly. All right, so give me 1 second, and I'll be right back.